Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bear Movie Reviews, and productions. The only place where you can get movie reviews and to look at some bears. We got Eamon Asher Miller in the studio. He's wearing a red shirt.
I am.
We got Charles Dwight.
Bears, right?
What?
Bears, right?
Charles Bearstrait.
Yeah. Maybe you should turn
Charles. We got Charles in the studio.
What's up, man?
All right, we're gonna talk movies. We're gonna talk Get Out. We're gonna talk Oscars. We're gonna talk 2016. We're gonna talk 2017. We're gonna talk Bears. So let's start with let's go in alphabetical order. Eamon, you want to start the reviews for Get Out?
This is crap. Okay, no, Charles, you go first.
All right.
First last time.
So when I saw Get Out, I thought it was really good. I would give it a 9.3. I thought it was really funny and not that scary, but it was really nice. I think it could become a cult classic, and yeah.
Right, Eamon?
Yeah, I know what I saw it with Chester, and I know what Chester's probably going to say about the movie. He really didn't like the soundtrack, but at first, the first little bit of the film had they switched between 4 different songs, the first 5 minutes, and none of the songs were bad, but they just didn't. It just was so weird and just didn't feel natural. Didn't feel like a transition. But I did learn to love the soundtrack, and I do like it now. I don't think the soundtrack is very bad, and I've been listening to other movie soundtracks, and it doesn't seem as bad to me as it first did in the first few minutes of the film.
So
but I thought this movie was really good and pretty fantastic.
Out of 10?
8.5.
Why don't we do star ratings? What's something out of 4 stars?
No, it's way easier to just do out of 10.
Okay, well, you know what? Shut up, Eamon.
Maybe you're just an idiot, Chester.
Maybe you're just an idiot. My review for Get Out is I give it a lower rating than both of them because I had problems with it, as Eamon said. I give it a 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10, because I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good directorial debut for Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele hasn't directed any films before this film, and this is a really it's really good that it's a really good movie for a first film for someone, and I think that I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the future because I think that he could become a really great film director. But I don't know. This doesn't show genius work, but I think it shows really good work. I think it doesn't show like I said perfection. It doesn't show that Jordan Peele is a perfectionist in his work, but it definitely shows that he's very passionate about it and he's not trying to sell out. And as Eamon said, I have a lot of problems with the music. I found the music to be extremely not good. It took me out of the film many times throughout. And another problem I had was there were weird fake jump scares in some parts of the film, and this didn't happen often enough for it to really be a problem. But it did happen, so that's why I'm giving it a 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, just to revisit some problems. There was sometimes where it was something really small, and then there would just be this huge kind of thing made about it, which were kind of annoying, but it only happened once or twice. So it wasn't too bad. But there's some things that are just I have other problems with the film that are just kind of small things, just things that just don't make sense for what it would be. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But there's just some things there's small things that just didn't. They just were kind of dumb to happen.
But thoroughly recommended film. Mm-hmm. Charles, you would agree?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. You have anything more to say?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really great movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think that anybody, this film. One thing to keep in mind is that this film isn't really like it's not a really scary horror movie, but there are scenes that are disturbing. Like I'd say like 14, 15 years old would be like the good age. I mean, like we're all less than that, but like I think that would be around the age. Like it's not for little kids. Don't go see this film and be expecting like, yeah, I know, but like it's a disturbing film. But it is also funny.
But it does get violent.
It does get really violent. It does get very violent. It does get very disturbing. So keep that in mind. And you know, if you are very easily disturbed by violence or easily scared, then maybe this movie is not for you. But yeah, so the general consensus like 8 out of 10 basically, 8.5.
8 out of 10, 8.5.
Yeah. So now we're gonna talk from the Oscar movies. So what was your favorite movie? So what was your favorite movie? What would you have chosen for Best Picture out of the nominees?
Out of the nominees, I would think I was one of the people who thought it was going to be La La Land personally, because that just seemed like something.
Yeah, that was the obvious.
That was the obvious choice. But
Did you see La La Land, Charles?
No, I didn't see La La Land.
Oh.
But I do think
I'm sorry.
Moonlight did deserve it, because Moonlight was pretty great.
I think La La Land and Moonlight both deserved it on different kinds of levels. I think La La Land was a better film on a technical level, while Moonlight was a more emotional film. And I think that if either of them had gotten it, it would have been, you know, okay for either of them to get it. It was a pretty crazy debacle that happened at the end.
Both of them to get it, that's pretty wild.
Well, that sort of did happen.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I would probably say La La Land. I pretty much agreed with the decision made at the Oscars. But I think a lot of things did get like ignored. A lot of snubs. Were there any movies of the year last year that you guys think that should have been acknowledged by the Oscars?
I think you would know. And this is going to be cutting into some other topic we're going to be discussing later. Hunt for the Wilder People, which was a film made by a director in New Zealand who
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi, yeah.
Yeah.
Who has made some other films.
I hope we're pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, I don't think we are. If we're butchering it, I'm sorry. But he made Hunt for the Wilder People, and he's really like that. I thought that movie was fantastic. Like I've watched it two or three times, and I just never get tired of it. It's really, I personally think that was the best film. I saw this in 2016, and I was really kind of sad when it didn't get any Oscar nominations.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought at least maybe like a best adapted screenplay.
Yeah, no,
I thought I would
get too.
But the thing that I was most surprised about was Sing Street. I don't think you guys saw that, but Sing Street didn't get any nominations because that was pretty critically acclaimed at the Golden Globes. Probably the biggest surprise for me was 20th Century Women not getting a whole lot of nominations. Because that was my favorite movie of the year, but that was also like that because I was definitely expecting Annette Bening, who was the lead actress in that. I thought she was gonna win Best Actress, not only just get like nominated, but the film was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which gave me some happiness. But it wasn't nominated for anything else, and I think that was a ignored kind of film.
I had a problem with the winner of Best Original Screenplay. Like Manchester by the Sea, I thought was great, and I really liked it. It was definitely one of the best movies I saw last year. But I do think Best Original Screenplay, it was not deserving of Best Original Screenplay.
What do you think should have won?
Well, personally, I think The Lobster.
Well, yeah, we love The Lobster.
The Lobster. When it comes down to originality, I think Manchester by the Sea did a lot of things really well, but it didn't do anything that was kind of it was kind of a guy. Basically, the entire screenplay was a guy is sad because bad things happened to him.
Well, I mean, like
And,
the thing.
the way he is sad and things that happened are very original, but there's other things that I feel like just deserved it.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is like those movies are like the wild card movies for those nominees. Like,
Yeah.
like they rarely win if it's just nominated for best original screenplay. Like last year or 2014, it was Nightcrawler was nominated for best original screenplay, and I think that it had like one of the best screenplays ever. It didn't win because it was like the wild card screenplay, and there were other screenplays that were, with movies that were winning Best Picture, Best Director, Best, all those movies.
Do you have anything to say,
Charles, any movies that you saw last year that you think were ignored at the Academy Awards?
I don't really remember Rogue One at the Academy Awards.
Rogue One was no.
It had,
Like Best Visual Effects,
I think it had visual effects.
Yeah, I thought that was really well directed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't have that much to say.
Yeah. Now we're just talking about movies that we've seen recently that we've liked, not at a movie theater, just in general. If you guys have seen any movies that you really liked recently or wanted to recommend to people.
You can go first.
I don't know. Do you want to go first, Charles?
First.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen lots of movies these weeks. I watched all the Predators, and I thought the first one was good, the second one, but then like the new one, Predators, was really bad. I didn't like it. And then I watched Commando, which was okay. I watched Kill Bill, which is probably my favorite movie now. And yeah, I've seen many other movies, but I can't think of them right now.
So you had like a big action movie.
Yeah. Oh, I also watched Alien.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was actually good. I didn't really get the storyline that much.
Oh.
And then I saw RoboCop, which I hated all of them.
You hated RoboCop, the first one?
First one, second one, third one.
First one's great.
It was horrible. I thought so at least.
Yeah. Well, I beg to differ. Movies that I've seen recently, I saw a lot of really good movies recently.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going. So there are a lot of old movies that are really good. I know there's a lot of people who would probably like, oh, I don't want to watch that movie because it's like an old movie or something like that. But I think there are a lot of like really good old movies. The Graduate is a really good old movie that I've seen recently, and I would definitely recommend that film because it's really well made and it's a really interesting story. It is a bit of a mature film, but it's a really really good movie. There's a bit adult content in it, but it's not too bad in adult content. Another really good movie that I saw recently was it's a film called Punch Drunk Love, and that's mature. That's pretty mature too, but that's also a really really good film. And you should check it out if you're okay with seeing films that have like bad language or anything like that. I've been rewatching the show Twin Peaks, which is on Netflix, which I would really recommend. Twin Peaks is a great TV show if you're into more unusual TV. Eamon and I actually saw Fire Walk with Me in theaters. That was pretty weird. That was a pretty weird movie.
It was pretty weird.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about it.
I have a lot of mixed feelings.
As much as I love the show, the movie had a lot of problems with it.
Just didn't like. It was like, I think the thing about it was more. It's not like a terrible movie, but it's like decent, but it's just doesn't. There's some things that just don't make any sense.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean like it cuts to like a extreme close up of this man eating like creamed corn or something like that, some kind of food, and then it cuts from his mouth.
Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler because that happens.
Well, yeah, I know.
But like, let's just say
how would that be a spoiler?
Let's
and
just
then
say-
it cuts to this like beast, like this creature.
Let's
and
just-
that hasn't been in the movie at all before.
Let's just say that the movie has a lot of qualities that are really good, but that it also has a lot of qualities that don't make much sense and are sort of pointless.
There were some parts of the story were really like the story itself was pretty good, but it's just there were some parts of it that were kind of.
And recently saw 16 Candles, which is a fun movie to watch if you just want something fun. Also, Rushmore is really good in that area. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Eamon and I had different beliefs on that film.
I enjoyed that one.
I had some problems with it. A lot of it is that I read the book and I really loved the book, and then when I saw the film, it was sort of like it's just hard to really love the film. That it's just sort of like it's like you have such high expectations because you like the book so much.
I think we had differences on how the character was directed too.
Yeah. Any Charlie? Any more movies that you'd like to bring up?
I would like to recommend, John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah, that movie was very emotional, very violent though. So if you're not allowed to watch violent movies, I would not tell you to watch that movie. But it had a nice story, lots of revenge in it. It's a very emotional movie.
Eamon, any movies you'd like to recommend?
So I watched Punch Drunk Love with Chester, and I'm not. It's the first. I think it's the first Paul Thomas Anderson movie I saw, and it was definitely really good. It made me mad at one point. It made me mad. Like the entire movie made me mad, just because it showed how good of an actor Adam Sandler really could be, and all the potential he had. But he kind of went on to make a lot of bad movies since that one. And I do think that there are some parts of that movie that are just kind of weird and are never explained fully, which I don't really like, but overall, I think it's pretty great movie. And give that like a 8, maybe 9 out of 10. I also watched Jarhead again last night. I had already watched it, but I wanted to rewatch it because it was just, I don't know, I thought I might like it more on my second showing, which I did. My second viewing, I did enjoy the movie much more. It didn't get incredible reviews, like it didn't get bad reviews, but it didn't get great reviews. I do think that it is pretty good, and it's definitely different than a lot of other war movies you may see, but I would give that like an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed that. And
Yeah.
I haven't really watched much else since.
Eamon and I both saw Split. We're gonna finish this pretty soon, but Eamon and I both saw Split. So I'd probably say that. Did you see Split?
I was planning on seeing it.
Yeah, it's good. You should check it out. That's a pretty good movie too. So for like movies for the month, I'd probably say Split for January, and then Get Out for did we see that in March or?
No, it was February.
Yeah, it's February. So Split for January. Get Out for February. So it's been like a horror movie year so far.
Even if you don't like, for Split at least, just something I want to say, even if you don't like M. Night Shyamalan or just the way he tells stories, I think that Split is worth the watch just for James McAvoy's performance in it alone, because he was pretty spectacular in that movie.
All right, we got to finish up because we're running pretty long.
Okay.
I would like to say thanks to the school for letting us.
Yeah, thank you, Avison. Thank you if you were listening. I don't know why you still would be listening because it's long and we're probably really boring.
And we kicked us out of like 8 recording studios.
Yeah.
That's an exaggeration.
All right, thank you very much. Bye.